Let me just say this up front. This is not your typical real estate video. This is not a boring PowerPoint about commission splits and company logos. This is not a recruiting pitch disguised as a lunch and learn. This is a reality check. My name is Daniel, and I'm an industry leader, having been in the business over 20 years. And if you've been in the business long enough, you already know something isn't working. You're hustling harder than ever, you're giving up nights, weekends, birthdays, and you're still wondering, why does it feel like I'm always chasing the next deal just to survive? Well, today in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why that is, and more importantly, I'm going to show you a way out. I call this video EXP Realty versus everyone else, and I chose that title on purpose. Because what we're going to talk about today isn't just about one company versus another. It's about two completely different ways of doing real estate. The old way, built to benefit the broker, not the agent, built on high fees, low support, broken systems, and a just be grateful for what you get mentality. And then there's the new way. It's digital, it's scalable. It's built for the agents who want ownership, freedom, community, and leverage. It's built for you. This isn't about EXP versus Keller or Compass or Coldwell Banker. This is the old real estate model versus the new one. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which side of that line you're standing on. This isn't a presentation, this is a turning point. Because once you see what's broken and what's possible, you can't unsee it. So buckle up, because for the next 45 to 60 minutes or so, we're gonna break down every myth, every fee, every outdated mindset, and we're gonna show you exactly what's really possible when you stop playing small and start thinking big. So let me just say it right off the bat. The real estate industry is broken. And I don't mean a little outdated or slightly inefficient, I mean fundamentally flawed. Built on a structure that benefits a few people at the top, while the agents, the ones doing the actual work, keep getting the short end of the stick. Think about it. Most agents are out here grinding, showing homes on weekends, negotiating late at night, hustling 7 days a week, and they're still living deal to deal. Why? Because the system was never built for us to win long term. Traditional brokerages, well, they've been running the same playbook since the 80s. You walk in, they hand you a desk, they give you a split, maybe throw you into a training with, by the way, someone who hasn't sold a home in like 15 years, and then they say, good luck. Oh, and by the way, they're taking 30, 40, 50% of your commission. For what? A copier, a water cooler, access to their office? Let me hit you with a stat. 87% of new agents fall within the first 5 years. That's not an agent problem, that is an industry problem. And here's the kicker. The people who survive, who actually make it in this business, well, they usually do it by breaking the rules the traditional model tried to force onto them. They go independent, they build teams. They look for ways to scale outside of their local market. But guess what happens when you start growing like that? You hit a ceiling because your brokerage isn't built to scale with you. It's built to keep you contained. If your brokerage isn't putting more money in your pocket, more tools in your hands, and more freedom in your business, then they're in your way. It's just that simple. So what do you do with a broken system? Well, you don't just patch it, you rebuild it from the ground up. That's what we're going to talk about today in this video. Because EXP Realty didn't just tweak the old model, it lit the playbook on fire. And it replaced it with something that gives the power back to the agents, where it should have been all along. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Your broker is getting rich, and you're not. Now, I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but let's be real. Your broker is driving a Range Rover, and you're still figuring out how to pay your quarterly taxes. We clearly have a problem. So here's how the traditional game works. You close a deal, you do the marketing, you write the offer, you manage the inspection, you chase the lender. You juggle the emotions of buyers, sellers, title, of everyone. And when that check hits the table, you get to celebrate your hard work by giving 30, 40, 50% off the top. You ever wonder what you're paying for? A copy machine? A weekly meeting with a sales manager who hasn't sold a house in a decade? Maybe some balloons or a plaque when you hit some sort of milestone? Here's the truth. Your broker's revenue model depends on you staying small. Because as long as you're just a producing agent, just a cog in the machine, they keep collecting their cut. Every deal you close is their passive income. And you want to hear the wildest part? That broker didn't even generate your lead. You did. You hustled, you nurtured, you followed up, you showed the homes, you took the risk. But somehow they get paid every time you close. That's not a partnership. That's a scheme and a broken model. If someone else is getting rich off of your hustle and you aren't, you're not working for a brokerage, you're working for a system that's using you. Let that sink in. Now, I'm not saying all executives at brokerages or all brokers are bad people. I'm saying the system and the model is designed to reward them more than you. You think you're building a business, but in reality, you're building theirs. You ever feel like no matter how hard you work, you're still stuck in the same place? Well, that's not your imagination. That's the system working exactly as it was designed. The traditional real estate model doesn't reward growth. It fears it. So let's break this down. You start off at a brokerage and you're pumped. They hand you some business cards, a desk. They say, hey, you can use our brand name. They give you some sort of split. And then they say, hey, you're going to crush it here. We know you are. But what they don't tell you is that as you grow, your opportunity, it doesn't grow with you. Because every time you try to scale, you hit another wall. Want to build a team? They'll make it complicated. Want to attract agents? Well, we don't financially incentivize that. Want ownership or a say in the company you're helping build? Well, now you're a threat. Why? Your success challenges their control. Traditional brokerages love producers, but only if those producers stay in their lane. The moment you start thinking like an owner, they start getting nervous. And the worst part is they've conditioned agents to accept it. Just be grateful for your split. Don't ask too many questions. This is how it's always been done. It's like you're running a race with a weight vest on, and they're cheering you on while they're tightening the straps. Here's the truth. Traditional brokerages don't want you to think like a CEO. They want you to stay as an employee disguised as an entrepreneur. That's the game. And look, some agents are okay with that. But if you're still here, still listening to this, still watching this, then you're not like most agents. You're trying to build something bigger, a brand, a legacy, a business that doesn't collapse the moment you go on vacation and take a week off. And that's exactly why we need a model that works with your growth, not against it. You ever look at your commission check and think, where the hell did all my money go? Because you're not crazy. It's death by 1,000 fees. You've got desk fees, franchise fees, royalty fees, tech fees, brand fees, training fees. It's like your brokerage is playing a game of how much can we take before they notice. Well, let's break this down by numbers. Let's say you close a $10,000 commission. Off the top, your split takes 20, 30, again, sometimes 50%. And then you have all these random fees that can potentially be dealing with. Then comes the franchise fee. Let's say that's 6%. Your monthly desk fee, which is maybe $250 all the way up to $500. Oh, and your tech stack, that's another $100 to $300 a month. Now add in transaction fees, broker review fees, administrative fees. You get the picture. By the time all that hits, your $10,000 commission just turned into $5,600. I mean, if you're lucky. And the wild part is most agents just accept it. They don't even realize they're bleeding out slowly. And what are you actually getting for all those fees? An office you don't use, a trading program that hasn't been updated since like 2012, a CRM that's more confusing than helpful, some sort of dumb quarterly pizza party. Your brokerage is charging you like they're a luxury brand, but they're delivering like a discount motel. It's time to check out, because fees don't make you better, they make them richer. Compare that to our firm, EXP. We have no franchise fees, no desk fees, no royalty fees. We have a low cap of $16,000. And for $85 a month, you get thousands and thousands of dollars worth of technology that powers your entire business. And when you hit your $16,000 cap, you keep 100% of your commission. Imagine that, a brokerage that stops taking your money once you've proven yourself. What a concept. Let me ask you something real quick. When was the last time you actually needed to go into your brokerage's office? Not wanted to, not popped in for a coffee or to see an old friends. I mean, really needed to be there to run your business. We're in 2025. Amazon runs the world, AI is writing contracts, and you can tour homes from your phone. But somehow real estate brokerages are still stuck in the 90s. They're paying rent on buildings, they're paying for utilities, front desk salaries, printers, coffee machines. And guess who's footing the bill? That's you, the agent. You might not see it on the invoice, but it's baked into your splits. It's buried in your fees. And you're not just paying for a mentorship or branding or marketing, you're paying for walls. 4 walls, some carpet, and a smelly old conference room. And here's the kicker. That office is empty about 90% of the time. Because agents are out showing homes, they're networking, they're meeting clients at coffee shops. Let's be real, busy agents are working from their cars. So ask yourself, why are you sacrificing 30, 40, 50% of your income so that your brokerage can flex an empty office building? Why are you paying for overhead that adds 0 value to your business? Compare that to EXP. No buildings, no bloated overhead. Everything runs in the cloud. Training, support, collaboration. You save the money and the brokerage becomes lean, efficient, agent first, which is how it should be. You don't need an office, you need opportunity. And if your brokerage is spending more on drywall than technology and other tools and resources, well, they're not preparing you for the future, they're anchoring you to the past. EXP eliminates the bloat. And when you remove overhead, you free up profits, and those profits go where they should be, back into the hands of the agents, the people that are building the company. This isn't just cost cutting. This is reinvesting in the people who are actually driving the business. It's time we stop trying to fix a broken system and just burn the whole thing down, because that's exactly what EXP did. EXP didn't just come here to tweak the model, it came here to replace it. So here's what you need to know. EXP took every outdated piece of the traditional real estate model and asked one simple question. Does this help the agent or the broker? And if the answer is broker, EXP scrapped it. Brick-and-mortar offices? Gone. Franchise fees? Gone. Royalty fees? Gone. Managers who haven't sold in years? Gone. Outdated technology? Gone. And in their place, a fully cloud-based brokerage with no borders. A powerful tech stack included, not upcharged. Daily live training from top producers, not burnout coaches. You get ownership in the company, and most importantly, the chance to earn passive income through the revenue share program. This isn't a gimmick. This is a model built to give agents freedom, wealth, and leverage. You don't need to beg for better splits. You don't need to fight for training. You don't need to trade loyalty for scraps. You're not just switching brokerages, you're switching operating systems from broken and bloated to scalable and smart. The EXP model is the present and the future, and it's already here. EXP is a global brokerage with one cap, one platform, one vision, empowering the agents. It's not perfect, but it's real and it's scalable and is producing more millionaire agents than any model in real estate history. This isn't evolution, it is revolution. And the next part of that revolution is revenue share. Let's talk about how you stop living commission to commission and start building true wealth. What if I told you that closing deals shouldn't be your only income stream? And what if I told you that the only reason you've never heard about a better way is because your brokerage doesn't want you to? Welcome to revenue share. Let's be real, the moment you stop selling homes, your income stops. Sick days, no pay. Vacation, no pay. Burnout, definitely no pay. God forbid you get into a car accident and you're laid up in a hospital, no pay. That's not a business, that's a treadmill. You're running full speed and you're going nowhere. But at EXP, we play a different game. We call it revenue share. No, it's not profit share. It's not some end of the year, maybe you'll get a paycheck bonus. It's real money paid every month, right off the top, before expenses, for helping grow the company. Here's how it works. You introduce another agent to EXP. They close a deal. EXP pays you a piece of that revenue, directly, monthly, and for life as long as they're producing. Then, if that agent brings in another agent, you get paid again. It's 7 tiers deep, unlimited width, and it's global. You can build it as big or as lean as you want. This is how you scale your time. You stop trading hours for dollars and you start earning while you sleep. Here's the secret your broker won't tell you. They've been earning passive income over your closing for years. Revenue share just lets you do the same. But this time, you're the one collecting the check. I don't want to recruit. Cool. But you'll refer a lender, a title company, a home inspector, and you don't think twice about it. Why wouldn't you tell another agent about a platform that's changing your life? This isn't recruiting. It's revenue for sharing value. And if you don't want the check, fine. Someone else will cash it. Look, real estate agents don't have a 401k. There's no pension. Revenue share is the first real exit strategy we've had in this business. You're not just building a commission pipeline, you're building a long-lasting legacy. And you get to start immediately. Let me hit you with a question. Why don't most agents own a single piece of the brokerage they're helping build? You close 20 deals a year, you answer questions from the new agents, you promote the brand, and when it sells or scales, you get nothing. Meanwhile, the people at the top, well, they cash out. That's the traditional model. You build a business, they collect the equity. You work in the machine, they own the machine. And when you leave, there's no buyout, there's no payout, there's no ownership to sell. EXP has flipped the script on that. At EXP, every agent is given the opportunity to become an owner. We have multiple ways to earn stock in the company, not through buying it, but by simply doing what you already do. Close your first deal of the year, you get stock. Cap for the year, you hit that $16,000 benchmark, you get more stock. Attract another producing agent, guess what? Even more stock. Then there's something called an icon program where you can earn your entire cap back of $16,000 in stock. This isn't some crypto coin or fake point system. This is a publicly traded stock, ticker symbol EXPI on the NASDAQ. And guess what? When EXP grows, you win. When the company hits new milestones, you profit. Because now you're not just an agent, you're a shareholder. Why should your broker be the only one with equity? You build the brand, you close the deals, you train the agents. You deserve to own a piece of what you're building. At EXP, you do. Equity is wealth. It's what separates high-income earners from high-net-worth individuals. And until now, it's been locked behind the broker's desk. But EXP cracked that door wide open, and now every agent gets a key. Let's be honest, most brokerages talk about tech, but what they really mean is some clunky CRM, a Google Drive folder, and a Facebook group that hasn't really been updated in years. So that's not tech. That's a patch job. At EXP, we don't just talk about tools. We build the damn toolbox. EXP's tech stack isn't just good, it's elite. We're talking enterprise-level platforms included with your brokerage. So here's what every agent gets. KV Core, a powerful lead gen CRM that would cost you over $500 a month on your own. It's your website, it's your lead tracker, it's your marketing engine and your nurturing system, all in one. SkySlope is your transaction management system. No paperwork nightmares, no I lost the contract drama. It's streamlined, secure, and it's built for pros. Workplace by Meta. Think Facebook, but for EXP agents only. You get instant access to groups, referrals, masterminds, and collabs across the country. And finally, we've got EXP World, a full-on virtual office environment. Need broker support? Just walk right in and get it. Need transaction help? Walk right in and get it. Training, coaching, compliances, all there and all live. Other brokerages are still trying to catch up. We've already built the infrastructure of the future. And you're not being charged $1,200 a month or something like that to access it. It's all included. If your brokerage still sends you PDFs and tells you to build your own systems, well, they're not helping you build a business. They're keeping you dependent. At EXP, we give you the tools that scale so you can scale. You don't have the time to be duct taping 7 platforms together. You need tools that are integrated, automated, and actually designed for real estate in the modern world. That's what EXP delivers from day one. So stop waiting for your broker to upgrade their tech. Come work with one who already did. All right, so let me guess. Your current training is a weekly office meeting led by a broker who hasn't sold a home in like a decade. And it feels more like a lecture than a launch pad. Yeah, we don't do that here. At EXP, training actually means training. It actually means something. Here's the truth. In real estate, the quality of your training determines the speed of your growth. So why are so many agents stuck learning outdated scripts from people who couldn't close a cold lead if their life depended on it? At EXP, training is live, interactive, and here's the best part. It's taught by agents who are actually in the field, who are crushing it in today's market. It's not taught by washed-up managers, not theory-only coaches. I'm talking icon agents, people closing 30, 40, 50, 100 deals per year, pulling back the curtain and showing you exactly what's working right now. We're talking 50 plus hours of live training every week. We're talking national masterminds. We're talking niche specific coaching, buyers, listings, luxury, FSBO and expireds, investing, all of it. On-demand replays if you miss anything live. Plus, private team trainings inside groups like mine, the Hive Excel, powered by top producers who are walking the walk, not just talking the talk. You're literally one Zoom link away from $1 million minds. And you know what's wild? You don't pay anything extra for it. There's no coaching contracts, no $997 courses, no upsells. It's part of the model because here we actually want agents to win. So if your training is being led by somebody who couldn't convert a Zillow lead in 2025, you're not learning, you're wasting time. At EXP, your mentors are in the trenches and they're winning. That's who you should be learning from. The learning never stops because the market never stops. You're getting strategies that work today, not stuff that worked maybe 5 years ago. And more importantly, you're never doing this alone. Because when one of us wins, all of us win. That's the difference. When I first heard EXP was a cloud-based brokerage, I thought, okay, cool, but won't I be on an island? Well, turns out I was completely wrong. Because EXP isn't just connected, it's the most collaborative real estate culture I've ever seen, period. Here's the thing, traditional brokerages talk about team spirit and culture, but the second you start outperforming others in the office, guess what happens? You're a threat. You start getting side eyes, you get whispers. You have to now deal with the drama and the politics of an office. Why? Because the traditional model is built on competition, not collaboration. Your success doesn't benefit the other agents, just makes them feel smaller. And let me show you how EXP flips that. At EXP, we're incentivized to help each other win. If I help you close more deals, if I mentor you, coach you, plug into systems that scale, well, that helps me too. Because revenue share rewards support, not secrecy. You'll find yourself on calls with top producers in other markets, freely giving you their exact playbook, scripts, ads, automation, strip campaigns, social content. There's no gatekeeping. Why? Because we're all owners here and we rise together. At traditional brokerages, you're fighting for desk space. At EXP, you're fighting to get on Zoom with people who genuinely want to see you win. Collaboration isn't the vibe here, it's the business model. The culture at EXP is just simply different. It's not the fake prep rallies and monthly awards. It's daily connections with agents all over the world who treat you like a business partner, not competition. And inside groups like mine, the Hive Excel, that support only gets deeper. We coach, we train, we share, because we know something that old school model forgot. Agents are stronger together. So this is the part where we stop talking in generalities and we start getting specific. Because if you're still not sure what the difference is between EXP and everyone else, let's lay it out side by side. No fluff. At traditional brokerages, you're paying fees stacked on top of fees. We've talked about it before, but let's go over it. It's franchise fees, it could be desk fees, it could be royalty fees, all before you even cash your commission check. At EXP, you pay one $85 a month fee and you get everything you could possibly need or want to run your business. There's no franchise fee, there's no desk fee. You get a simple low cap of $16,000, and once you hit that cap, you keep 100% of your commission. Revenue share? Well, at most brokerages, it's either non-existent or tied to some vague back-end profit share that may or may not ever pay out. At EXP, it's real, it's scalable, and it's paid monthly off the top. You introduce agents, they close deals, you get paid every single month. Ownership? Let's get real. At most brokerages, only the execs and founders hold the equity. You're doing the work, building the brand, and they're building the wealth. At EXP, every agent has the opportunity to earn stock just for doing what they're already doing, closing deals. Let's talk training. Traditional brokerages? Well, you're lucky if you get a lunch and learn led by someone who hasn't sold a home in 5 years. At EXP, there are 50 plus hours of live training every single week, plus a whole back-end system that has all the recordings of all the trainings, and it's led by agents who are actually producing in the field. It's daily, it's relevant, it's tactical, it's agent-led. Technology? Traditional brokerages hand you a CRM, and then they say good luck. Want the good stuff? Well, that costs extra. At EXP, your tech stack is elite. KV Core, Skyslope, Workplace, EXP World, and so much more. Everything's included from day one. Support. Traditional setup means you get help if your broker is in the office during office hours and assuming they're not too busy. At EXP, you get 24/7 cloud-based support. Broker access, transaction help, compliance are all just a click away wherever you are. Culture. Traditional brokerages are local, competitive, and let's be honest, often cliquey. EXP is collaborative and global. You're connected with agents across the country and across the world, all working together, not competing against each other. And now let's talk about the real kicker, growth. At traditional brokerages, there's no cap, and they keep taking all the time, no matter how big your business gets. You're capped, but the house keeps collecting. At EXP, you have a cap, and once you hit that cap, you keep 100%. Every year as your business grows, you know that you'll never give away more than X amount. At EXP, that X amount is $16,000 every single year, no matter how big your business grows. This is how it should be. And finally, the exit plan. How many agents do you see in their 60s and 70s still putting up open house signs? In the old model, you sell until you burn out or die. When the showings stop, so does the income. But at EXP, you build residual income and stock equity. That's ownership, that's leverage, that's how you build something that lasts, and not just something that moves time and pays the bills. All right, so at this point, we've covered the money, the model, the tools, the culture, and you might be nodding along, but for some of you, there's still something stopping you. It's not logic, it's not facts, it's fear disguised as excuses. So let's kill those excuses one by one. Excuse number one, I need an office. Let me translate that for you. I need a building I barely use to feel like I'm working. Guys, we're not in 2004. Your clients don't care where you hang your license. They care that you respond quickly, negotiate hard, and close strong. You don't need an office, you need tools and leverage. Excuse number two, I don't want to recruit. Cool, don't. You don't have to build revenue share to win at EXP, but here's the truth. You're already referring agents, and you don't even know it. You post about your brokerage on Instagram, you help agents in the DMs, you connect people at events. You're doing the work, you're just not getting paid. At EXP, we believe in rewarding that behavior. If someone's gonna cash the check, it should be you. Excuse number three, it sounds too good to be true. Well, no, you've just been stuck in a system that's been bad for way too long. You've been so conditioned to getting scraps that when someone offers us a seat at the table, we just assume it's a scam. It's not too good, it's just finally good. Excuse number four, and here's one that I hear all the time. I don't want to start over. That's fair. But here's the truth. If your current brokerage disappeared tomorrow, you'd be fine. Your business isn't your brokerage. It's you. It's your hustle, your network, your database. All of that comes with you. It just gets amplified at a place like EXP. I understand excuses. Excuses are comfortable. They protect our ego, but they kill our growth. If your reasons for staying are built on fear, well, don't expect your results to change. This part of the video isn't about pressure, it's about clarity. Because the truth is, most agents who stay small, they do it by choice. They choose comfort over opportunity, familiarity over freedom. But not you, because if you've made it this far, then you're not like most agents. You're built different. This isn't just about switching brokerages. This is about stepping into a new kind of ecosystem. One where you choose your leaders, choose your mentors, choose your tribe. Where support is earned, not assigned. Where you're no longer just with a brokerage, you're part of a movement inside of it. That's how organizations work at EXP. So let me break it down for you. At EXP, there's no middle manager standing between you and your growth. There's no broker of record deciding how much help you're allowed to receive. Instead, we have agent-led organizations, communities within the company built to give you more than just a brand name. When an agent brings another agent into EXP, they're not just making a referral, they're building a relationship. That agent becomes part of their organization, and that organization becomes a support system, a network, and a launch pad for that agent. So instead of hoping your broker shows up for you, you plug into an organization that's already designed to show up for you with coaching, with mentorship, with tech help, and real-time accountability. It's not top-down, it's side by side. It's not one size fits all, it's how big do you want to build. At EXP, your organization is your competitive edge. And if you're in the right one, it's not just where you hang your license, it's where you grow your empire. This is why who you partner with matters more than ever. You're not just joining EXP alone, you're joining through a community that's already built a runway for your next level. And if you want a runway that's built for serious growth, we've got one with your name on it. You don't need another team. You need a movement inside of a movement. You need a squad that's not just selling houses, but building businesses, creating content, creating systems, and scaling through influence. That's what Hive Excel is. We built Hive Excel for agents who are tired of surface-level hype and cookie-cutter coaching. We wanted something real, something modern, something built for the agent who thinks differently and wants bigger. Here's what you get when you join Hive Excel. First, access to experienced agents. You'll be in rooms virtually and in person with top producers who are still in the game. There's no fluff, there's no theory, just real conversations with real leaders. Number two, community of like-minded people. This isn't a competition, it's a collective. You'll be surrounded by people who are hungry, humble, and building both income and influence. Number three, our Friday training sessions called Hive Mind Fridays. Every Friday we host a training that goes way beyond just scripts and listing presentations and theory. We take it to the next level and we go outside the box of what really matters in our business. We talk about digital marketing, building a brand, utilizing AI, creating automations, content creation, and scaling through attraction if you choose that lane. Because some agents just want to close more deals. Awesome. Others want to build a brand, a team, maybe even a national organization. Hive Excel supports all of it. We're not just here to fit the mold, we're here to break it. So if you want to scale fast, grow smart, and stay surrounded by people who think bigger, Hive Excel isn't a team, it's a launch pad, and it's waiting for you. You don't need to do this alone. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need the right people, the right plan, and the right platform. That's Hive Excel. So if you're ready to break the traditional model wide open, this is where your next chapter begins. All right, let's not sugarcoat this. You've got a decision to make. Not tomorrow, not 6 months from now, right now. Do you keep playing the same game with the same rules? Or do you flip the board and start building something real? Look, I've been where you are. I've heard the pitch, seen the models, rolled my eyes and said, I'm good where I'm at. I've been doing this 20 years. But when I've always said this, deep down, I wasn't good. I was tired of giving up half of my income for a desk I didn't use. Tired of trying to scale in a system built to keep me small. Tired of watching other people build wealth around me while I was just chasing the next closing. Then I saw EXP for what it really is. A platform, a movement, a future-proof business model that doesn't just let you survive, it helps you scale. It rewards you like an owner, trains you like a top producer, supports you like a partner, and pays you like a CEO. If you're willing to do the work, of course. But none of that matters if you don't take the first step. This is your red pill moment. Stay where you are, do what you've always done, and keep getting what you've always gotten, or take the leap and join the agents building real freedom, real equity, and real businesses, and building the life they want. Join the movement or stay in the matrix. It's your call. So if you're curious, book a call with us. If you're serious, let's build something. I'll answer every question, show you everything, and walk you through the transition step by step. Because the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is a simple conversation. So don't wait for permission. Click the link, book the call, and let's get to work. I want to talk about your goals. I want to talk about your business and how this model can change everything for you, just like it did for me and countless of others. This isn't just another video. This is your turning point, and I hope it leads you straight into the future you were meant to build.